Welcome everybody to CTV, Society for Economic Equality. I'm your host today, Cyndi Hicks. I'm a realtor and community activist, and also a huge fan of immigrants in our community, doing amazing and great things. So today I would like to welcome my two guests who are small business entrepreneurs, small business owners, and they are doing really great things. I'd like to introduce Reagan Aldolfo and Raymond Trujillo.
Hi.
So welcome, guys. So excited about what we have tonight.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yay! Well, to get started, I'm going to start with Reagan and ask if there's some things you can tell us about yourself, about how you came to want to open or start a business here in Grand Rapids.
Oh, I'm merely recreating the things that I already have had in the tropics. So when I immigrated here in the States, I would like to start anew at the same time doing the business what I've had been doing in the Philippines.
What kind of businesses did you have there?
It's the same. It's a karaoke business.
Karaoke,
Yes.
Wow. We only have a handful of those around town, and well, some are worth going to, and some, well, you know. And Raymond, what kind of business do you have going on, and what made you want to work for yourself?
When you struggle with in the United States, you have the different language. So you have to recreate yourself to do, better things in life. What I'm doing. I'm the jack of all trades. And I was talking to Rayan, right, that I am a floral designer, graphic designer, an entertainer. I'm a clown for birthday parties. I teach a Mexican folklore dance and coordinate, in our culture it's called quinceañeras, which is a coming out party from a little girl to a youth or a girl. And what I do, I coordinate the dance, the waltz, how she's going to present herself into the party, how she's going to enter into the party, how she's going to do the first dance with her dad, with her peers, and then so on through the party. And I also do paintings. I'm an artist. I do a lot of sculpture, paintings, and mainly I do a lot of collage lately. And what else did I do? And I also have to have a steady job, so I work in a factory.
Yeah, no, I get that. We all gotta work and pay bills, and I know, like, opening businesses. You mentioned to me before in recent conversation that you also worked back in the Philippines and had to save money to open business. Would you like to share a little about that?
Oh yes, growing up, I do have several businesses to manage. My parents own different types of industries in relation to power, energy, agriculture, telecommunications, among other things, and even in the water supply system. So the business mindset came into me, or was handed to me by default.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the seminary, I still, even though as a priest or a seminarian, not supposed to be dealing with cash, I'm still a businessman inside the seminary.
Wow. So how do you go from being in a seminary, which is like built on religious principles, to entrepreneurship? I mean, how do you cross into two different schemes of things?
The necessity of things come into mind.
Necessity. Yeah, we were talking about making a living.
Yeah, it comes into mind every time there is what we call a scarcity of something. Like, let's say, for example, if we're gonna talk this in a broader aspect, when a city needs to rebuild itself, business-minded people come into play in order to help the city to be livable again, to work, live, and play.
Right.
So I'm here to produce that kind of environment.
It's about finding a need and filling it.
That's
And
true.
I do want to say Raymond has taught many different groups of kids. When he's working with kids, my daughter, who is not Latina, has been part of his quinceañera groups and teaching them all how to dance. So, I'm just amazed that to run a business in the United States, I think, and be successful, the more languages that you can speak, the more successful you'll probably be. So I can only speak from experience being multilingual in business. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Raymond?
About being multicultural, what?
Well, and multilingual, like working with families.
Well, yeah, when as a like I said, party coordinator, I have to teach kids that they don't know how to dance at all. So you have a blank canvas where different textures, different cultures, different languages, and the main language that make you go through is the English. But and sometimes it's hard because some slang or different word or meaning, how you pronounce it transfer in a different different way.
Oh, yeah.
But, there's some barriers too.
We have a lot of idioms in the language.
Oh yes, I'm still trying to fit in the lingo.
Well, I was going to say, now the type of karaoke you're doing isn't, it's actually not, the main language is not going to be English, so.
I mean, it'll be multilingual.
Well, multilingual, but
Yes.
you do have the karaoke bar that you're going to start. It's going to be geared towards different languages.
Oh yes,
other languages.
of course. When I advertise it online, because nowadays everything is digital.
Uh-huh.
Like when we go out and about to like play during nighttime, modern or society usually consult their phones or laptops or iPads. Like, where should I go with the keyword research? So the target market that I already have set aside for the business are unique visitors. So
Tell us a little more about the unique visitors.
oh, the thing is they're focused on the Kentwood, Wyoming, and Grand Rapids area. And the only unique I can tell is that they're the demographics and also the race are so unique that there have been 60,000 views within the span of 4 months to my website.
Well, I guess what I'm hinting on is the cultural component of your karaoke bar. Would you like to share more about that?
The cultural component is because it was designed just to encourage Asian Americans to be out and about and come into play to the downtown area, to be visible and in order to have make them comfortable to the area where they live.
And what languages will the karaoke be?
Oh, it's there.
Tell us.
At least there's going to be at least 50,000 songs and from different regions in the world. I'm going to manually program the different languages and the top songs. I can make new songs and new songs again. Like it will be filtered for different languages, and also you'll have fun once you'll become one of my customers.
So if I have clients here that speak Chinese, they'll be able to do karaoke in
Of course.
Chinese? And
Vietnamese, Korean, yes.
Korean?
Yes, Taiwanese, almost every language. The technology nowadays permits everyone to be multilingual. Even you can talk to Siri nowadays. Like, if you know some Chinese and then you talk to Siri, it's like, "Ni hao ma?" It's like a walk-in house. Yes, the technology allows us to be mobile and be like out in the world.
So excited. We have Raymond with many different cultural dances from all over the Americas. And then we have Asian karaoke in multi languages. This is like a really breath of fresh air for people that really could use some culture here in Grand Rapids. Hey, so what have either of you experienced barriers to getting the word out for your businesses, or even setting them up, like when dealing with? How do you say, just setting up a business plan, or communicating to somebody your idea of what you wanted to do? Like when you first got here and you said to somebody, I want to teach dance lessons for quinceañeras. What did they say to you? What did people say?
Well, not really like it happened like that. Everything happened, everything, well, God put everything in my way, because I started teaching Mexican folklore. So, and then it was my niece's quinceañera, so I did her party, and I coordinated and decorated the whole thing from floral all the way to the dances. And people started looking at my work, and I just, well, can you do my daughter? I said, sure. So and then from there, the word started, going out, and so and then I work as a floral designer in Texas. But I hide that talent too. I hide it. Then I graduated from the Art Institute of Houston as a graphic designer. So everything goes together. I can design the invitation. I can design like the poster. Also, I take pictures. I'm a photographer. So I can do the photography, and I can add the lettering. I can put a 15, or I can.
Well,
I do the whole thing.
Networking is
yes,
happening here.
yes, that's nice. I just write my business plan first before I talk to the people whom I need to present my idea, so that I'm more articulate in writing rather than speaking. I speak 14 languages. It's like, maybe what language would you like to hear? It's like,
Well, we all have our gifts. So.
yes, so I just the barriers that really come into play in making a business here in Grand Rapids, especially, is the bureaucracy of it. It's I have to first go to the planning committee or zoning committees, the whole tier of the governmental factors in order to.
Would you like to share about how much it costs to get a?
Oh.
I'm pretty up to date with what it costs.
Okay.
There is actually a cost. I just want the audience to know. If you want to have an idea or a use for a building other than what it may have been used for in the past, you need to go to the planning commission. That's so it fits inside the plan for GR. They have the master plan. And I've heard that the price
varies.
Just to have a hearing is around $1,000.
$1,900.
$1,900. Thanks
Whoa.
for clarifying that.
Oh my God.
So these are some of the barriers. So just imagine, you're working a regular job, or, I mean, sometimes you do have family that helps out. That's awesome.
Oh, mine didn't. Like, I'm the only one
no, you
here.
didn't.
No,
Okay.
I'm the only. I figured it out all myself.
Oh, sorry. I thought that you took over the family business.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you did work really hard and got the money and saved and.
I have to work hard somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a consultant for Asian Pacific Islander Association, both Michigan.
Oh yeah.
So it's like when I work, they get paid. Like,
awesome.
I have to think for somebody. It's like, okay, I'll get paid if I work.
Yay. Well,
Yeah.
it basically takes a lot of savings, $1,900, and that's only one hearing.
Yes.
That doesn't include having
Building permits.
And then
1,100
1,100
additional for
That's for one permit, like
one permit
just-
for 1,100 for the zoning committee,
zoning.
and then 1,900 for the planning.
1,900 for planning.
And also
don't you have like
the
permits,
DDA.
electrical?
Oh, yes.
And then heating and cooling, and then the other
Security.
repairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's just to get started. So I'm glad that you're sharing that with our audience, so they can be aware of the cost it takes just to go from working to trying to be a job provider. I mean, that's it's really, really good when we can, try to get. How do you say, an approach going where it benefits, where the government works with small businesses and the employer, employees, where we can provide more substantial jobs if we're not paying out to government fees all the time.
But they're so beneficial at the same time. For example, I tried to get a liquor license. And liquor license nowadays in the Grand Rapids market cost at least 100 or 200.
Yeah, I've heard up to $250,000.
Yes, but mine, I only have to pay only $1,045 for the processing fee, another $20,000.
$20,000.
Yes.
And that was called on sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I made a concept that's so unique, and that the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority, allowed me to be granted this kind of license because of the uniqueness of the market, of the business I'm about to make.
That's great.
So you have to get the blessing of many different groups. You had spoke to me earlier about all the different groups that you have to go around and get the blessing from.
Yes, I circle around.
Circling.
Yes, with SBDC, Small Business Development.
I don't know how they say circle when it's red tape. I don't know.
Yes, circling.
Circling the red tape.
Yes.
You get a sticker for that one.
I wish yes, do we have a sticker? Well,
stickers.
Yes.
We need a red marker over here and paint a sticker. No.
How to jump around the loop is really it's also a skill. How to cut through the red tape.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of it, and you're still in process because it probably will not open maybe for another 60 days. About
60 days.
The height of summer when it starts.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the address?
We're gonna ask our crew if maybe they can put up the website for Plan G. B. Plan B GR. Yeah, make sure I say the website right. Plan B GR. So when Plan A doesn't work, where do you go?
Plan B.
Yes. Well put. Raymond, yes.
Plan B GR.
PlanBGrandRapids.com is the website address. The
Oh,
URL.
wow. So
Yes.
there was, and I was talking with my husband, and he told me how the only thing like yours was in New York, and there's not really anything like it that's going to have over 50,000 different songs. And
So it's like a karaoke thing?
It's a room therapy karaoke. It's
room therapy
yes.
with light room
Because
therapy.
I used to watch a lot of soap opera from Korea, and they have that in Korea a lot. They have fun, and they just go and
Oh yeah, this one is an Asian fusion concoction of the therapy.
Asian fusion concoction of light therapy.
Yes, it's a green living space where a person would enjoy each other's camaraderie, each other's like with friends, for example, they can enjoy each other in a close quarters environment.
And there is like 7 different rooms.
Yes,
You told
at least.
me.
Yes, at least 7. Yes. Well, one would be hidden.
Wow. Oh, a hidden room. Ooh. And then we also, I think, when our show is about equality, and one of the things that I really love about your business is that you're more open to catering to the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
And it's just when I think about equality, I think about it in many different ways, including entertainment and access to going out and having fun with your friends without people gawking at you or like pointing or treating you different than everyone else. It's like having access and the ability to go have a good time. So anyways,
This one is it's a wholesome ambience catered towards all people from all walks of life, whether it will be from LGBTQs and also from the minorities or the underserved, underprivileged. It's this type of business. The concept behind making this one is to encourage people from all walks of life to enjoy life.
That's great.
and with light therapy I just can't wait. I love to see lots of colors. So,
And dance a lot.
And dancing.
Yeah,
and
dance.
Raymond here is like even a great dancer. Like,
I didn't bring any dancers today, but next time I will. See, I teach Mexican folklore. I started at when I was a real young age, and then I went to a state called Saltillo, Mexico, where I developed more, learned more. Because every state in Mexico Mexico have 32 states, and every state has their own music, their own style of music, different instruments, and that every state is divided in 3 regions. So in those 3 regions, you find 3 different costumes, 3 different type of music, and 3 different type of dance. And some regions they divide in more, and it's all these different costumes, dances. And Mexico is one of the biggest countries in different costumes.
Yes, I do want to say Raymond's been in our studio before, dancing on a small board with a lit candle on top of his head without dropping it, and all dressed in pure white, doing the witch's dance, and it was so amazing. So if you want to see that like in person, Raymond is the man. You can find him on Facebook, and it's like incredible. Sharing culture with the rest of the people in the world is, we're a nation of immigrants. And I mean, have the 2 of you come across people that have like balked at your ideas or your business and was like, what do you do? Or, just have you encountered some of
A lot.
negativity? A lot.
A lot, of course.
The audience needs to know that you've encountered a lot. Not a little, but a lot.
A lot. The negativity in a way that they really don't know what they're hearing from me. It's like, am I speaking English? It's like, okay.
Do people actually say that? Are you speaking? Oh. Does it sound like we have some dances coming up?
Sounds like.
And it's not in English either. Oh, well, they can let us know when they have one of our Rolands ready. And look.
So that's
Oh, well, it's not ready yet, but please let us know when it is, because we have some cute little pictures coming up there. And but people were telling you, both of you, English is not your native language. I mean, which is incredible that the 2 of you are able to, sit here, and have a fluent conversation in a language other than what you were born speaking. So to me, I mean, I'm only saying this because I've worked more than 10 years just on speaking a second language, and I still struggle to comprehend what I'm hearing, and I really have to tell the person in the other language that I'm not entirely fluent and apologetic all the time. I really have a hard time getting through an entire conversation without questioning if I'm talking right, So when people, I think sometimes when English only speakers that are American say things like, can you talk in English? That it's like so offensive, and it really highlights the ignorance of people.
My answer to that, I always say to them, I say, well, a person who speaks 2 languages is better than a person who speaks only 1. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to somebody else. That's the reason that that person is answering me.
Well, yeah,
if you don't understand what I'm saying,
you
because
can
I'm not
communicate to twice as many people. And but you were gonna share, like, what are some of the things and the resistance that you experienced?
Oh, in making this business?
Well, when you said, like, people asked you, like, you were talking about your idea, and someone was like, can you speak English to me?
It's, maybe it's because of the technical terms I've been using. It's too complex that it's not, sometimes in the layman's mind, it's not comprehensible. It's like when I say New York based,
even technologically illiterate on top of
the ignorance
ignorance.
layered underneath. So it's
probably Just speaking from a perspective of, I hate to use stereotypes, but a lot of Americans are really bad at geography. I just don't know if we don't pay attention in school.
They should grab GPS.
Or we just rely on a device to,
Yeah, it's like, hey, where's geography here?
But I think sometimes when people are trying to, like even business people are trying to have a conversation, and if they didn't really pay attention a lot to geography or open their eyes and realize that there's a big, giant world out there, they might, ask like, they might, like, if you're referring to people from China, people speak Chinese. But if you're referring to people from the Philippines, they might not even know how to.
Oh, we speak 108 different dialects.
100 different dialects.
Yes.
Oh.
Or we can, for sociologists, they say dialects, but all those dialects are totally unintelligible from each other. They're not comprehensible from each other. So technically, they're languages. So it's like when you say Filipino, maybe people would speak or understand the national language, but it's an archipelago. There's 7,000 islands in it during high tide.
7,000 islands. Wow.
During high tide. I mean, low tide, there would be 100 islands would surface. So it's like...
Wow.
Yes.
It's interesting.
That is really... And then from all the different cultures, and you also do indigenous dances. He's like...
It's like,
Wow.
for example, I say I'm from the, I'm an American. So I said, well, I'm an American too. No, you're from Mexico. But if you look,
What is
it's
the
America all the way down.
Sometimes I think one of the barriers to being an immigrant business owner is people are constantly wanting you to identify yourself in a certain way, and maybe it's always like,
How to
how do
be labeled?
how do I label myself today? I mean, these are some of the things that like I wanted to address and talk about, like, people are they expecting you to say I'm a Mexican American or American that speaks Spanish, or I'm a, what is up with all these labels?
That's what I call it. I'm an artist. I'm an artist, and I do this and that.
Would some days would you guys just prefer not to answer the question like where are you from? Like, does that get to be?
Well, I have pride of my country, so I always say I'm Mexican.
Uh-huh.
I'm Mexican, and I come from Mexico. Because if I say I'm an American, nobody, you have an accent. Oh yeah, I'm from Mexico. So, but you said you were an American. Yeah, Mexico is in America.
Well,
So,
I say American.
uh-huh.
I mean, I'm an American. I can
Yes.
even like I've been rehearsing it American if I want to, like America.
So
Like,
now
hey,
I'm a Mexican American. So yeah, I can say American. I can just stay. I am an American.
Yeah, I really wanted to ask, like, because you do like have native roots from a place other than the United States, do you guys ever find it difficult to, like while you're working, you want a certain kind of snack or food that you grew up having, or do you ever?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I have my favorite dish from Mexico. But if I just feel like eating Mexican food, I just go to a restaurant and I ask for a certain dish, But other than that, I don't have a problem eating any. I love seafood, so it's international.
Yum.
when in Rome, I should say.
He is the Roman too. No, I just wondered, like, if you feel homesick for certain.
I've been trained
favorites.
not to be homesick.
No, not homesick.
I was trained.
Because it's
for it.
America.
Yes,
Yes, we're in America.
Well, I just across the border, the state that I born is like a borderline between United States and Mexico.
Uh-huh.
So if I go to my house, your house in Mexico,
Yes.
go on top of the roof, I can see the people in the United States on the other side of the river. So for me, it's not.
Now, what?
It's natural for me. I just like the United States is right there, the other side of the river.
Yeah.
I'm at home here. It's like,
Yeah. Well, that's good. We want you to feel at home here.
I really am at home. It's I mean, the thing is about home is so.
Well, one of the things like I think about is I think sometimes immigrants because it's so difficult with the visa situation. Not having friends and family around, like all the friends and family around that you want, grandma, grandpa, sometimes parents are far away and you're going to do the grand opening to your business or you're doing a special dance and you'd like to have family there with you. How is that more difficult being an immigrant business owner?
That's why we use our charm from time to time.
That's true.
Use your charm, my goodness.
Yeah, so you have a lot of people coming over, be friendly.
Well, I mean, do you guys, is there times when you wish that you had, family here celebrating with you, certain accomplishments or?
I always tell my mom and my sister, like even my sister's in New Zealand, my mom is in the Philippines, I keep them updated that, hey, I'm about to open a business. My mom would say, it's like, well, be careful. It's like, you need to know,
Be careful.
you need to know how the monthly bills, to pay for help or the maintenance of everything. And then it's like, well, it's like I feel like I'm reporting like in elementary again. It's like I report to her. It's like this is what I've done this morning. It's like I made a 5-year cash flow chart. It's like cash flow.
Wow.
It's like I know.
He's really thorough here, Mr. Businessman.
But it's good because I do the same thing. I call my mom. My mom's in Texas. I call her and I just let her know what's going on. And then on top of that, she's on Facebook all the time, so she see. I like to post everything that I do on Facebook so she can see it. And then when I'm doing something wrong or she sees something that I needed to do, or she calls me and say, well, I think you did this wrong, or you said this, that you're not supposed to say. You have your people, to keep you straight.
Sometimes I'm just talking about like having people, from the Philippines or from Mexico.
I have a sister here, so when I feel homesick, I just go to my sister's house.
Okay, so your sister's close by, and your
sister is New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yes.
And
I'm the only one. Yes, I'm the only one here, except me. Yes.
So maybe a little more.
Yeah, I'm probably.
I just wanted to address the loneliness if there was some. So.
Loneliness. I'm alone, but not lonely.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's how I feel. I use my art. I feel lonely, depressed. I let it out on my paintings. I paint my emotions. Every time when I feel depressed or lonely or homesick or anything, I just close my windows. I use my art is my therapy.
Wow. So we have paint art and light art therapy. This is really great.
Lights and room.
Oh, yeah. I want to let anyone know if you have any questions or comments, feel free to call in 459-4881, 459-4881. If you'd like to call and ask a question to our two lovely business entrepreneurs that are really making Grand Rapids hop and just providing so much culture in our city and equality, access, and I know now Raymond, even your business has a way to even help the LGBTQ community as far as you offer dance lessons and I just think that it's so important to be able to reach across all communities and who doesn't love fun entertainment.
So that's another thing that I was going to tell you. As a clown, see, everything that I do, is connected. Like I make the piñatas for the parties. So people come and hire me as a clown, and then they hire me to make their piñatas because they're unique. They bring me a picture, and since I'm an artist, I can work it out 3-dimensional.
Well, if I can talk about one of Raymond's piñatas. Raymond made this giant, I don't know if we have any photos to pull up.
Yeah, but I think I posted on your Facebook.
Yes, there is a giant donkey for our prize. How many feet tall was that thing?
It was 10 feet high.
10 feet high. Raymond calls me and says, Cyndi, can you help me get this out of my house? I put it together in here, and I didn't think of a way to get it out.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
It
was big.
So much fun, and I recall my husband was holding one leg, I was holding another leg. Raymond cut it in pieces, and our prize for anybody that's not familiar is when our city just comes alive with art from all over the world, because we just love culture and all the amazing artwork that immigrants bring to our community. You guys rock. And so anyways, we're standing, it was probably the first time my husband saw me standing under a donkey.
Right there, we got the picture right there. See?
Woo! That was quite the donkey.
That was a big.
And I just recall hugging its leg, going, "Is it glued together?" so anyways, stick around for this coming next year's art prize with Raymond, and you're going to be a venue possibly here, so you'll have to start thinking about what kind of art you want to put in the front of your business. Would you like to tell us where it's going to be, where we can find light therapy and alcohol?
Yes, yes.
No donkeys, though. Sorry.
Caveat. I need to say caveat, Emptor.
Caveats.
Yes, caveat. You're going to be partying beside the police station.
Oh. Well, we don't really want to highlight that too much.
Okay.
We can downplay that
It's
part.
at 47 Monroe Center. It's.
But we have taxis that can take you places. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, the caveats.
That was the caveat. But aside from that, the location is at the 47 Monroe Center.
Oh, wow.
In front of Motive, in front of the floral boutique, and it's a hub. It's the epicenter of the Grand Rapids.
That's great.
I'm like really.
I can walk over there. I live downtown.
Yes, and also there are free parking spots. In order when the customer walks in, they would have a free parking spot for an hour at least at the garage located at Ionia building. As long as they come in before 6 o'clock in the evening, the parking spot is free for an hour, and they can hang out in Plan B.
Well, I do want to mention Grand Rapids is getting to be more green. So if people don't tip too much, they can ride their bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! So, I mean,
Skate.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to Rosa Parks for the downtown concerts and go to Plan B and sing karaoke and how many different languages? Thousands?
Well, not thousands.
Okay,
but
not
I will
thousands.
Sky is the
Slow
limit.
down.
I'll
The
make
sky
slow
is the
down.
limit.
majority languages that have been sought for.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay. I'm just like really excited that we can bring business and fun and jobs. And I know that every time Raymond puts together something at a quinceañera, he's always stimulating job growth at a lot of, there's a lot of people that have to work during a quinceañera.
Oh, yes.
You got to have at least 30, 40 people per, I mean, there's just so many people that are working. And you also are like contributing to having jobs and pretty good paying jobs. You have a catering company that you're partnering with. They have jobs for people. I mean, this is all really, really awesome. And I just, before we head to closing, because like you are both immigrants and starting businesses here, I just wanted to, go on a little more, on a more somber note and talk about President Obama's executive action. And one thing that this will do, it was noted by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, has strongly supported this action by President Obama, which will allow people to have Social Security numbers if they were either a deferred action childhood arrival, so that age will now be expanded. So if you grew up here your whole entire life and went to school here and you missed the previous little action by a year, you will now be able to fix your papers and start businesses. And how do I put it? There are a lot of people here in our town that work hard, pay taxes, but yet they can't get they can't get the liquor license, or they can't go to the planning committee because they don't have a social security number.
Oh.
And this typically, this is only action from people getting booted out, and it will help people not just work at a job, but business creation. And that's something that we need for our schools, to pay for our hospitals, to pay for the police right across the street from your business.
Yeah.
No. And I mean, it's,
I'm glad that the bill has been passed to grandfather in the laws.
the
that-
dreamers,
yes,
that
dreamers.
one, the first one's okay.
Yeah.
But the second part, to expand the ages, and it's called Deferred Action of Parents of Americans, DAPA, that has not been passed yet. But it is going to the Supreme Court, and our city is going to have a press conference with our city mayor on Friday morning at 9 o'clock at the Calder Plaza. We're going to be having a rally. This executive action helps people in so many ways. It helps children have more stable homes when they don't have to worry about their parents being taken out all the time. Their parents can start businesses and improve their lives. I mean, we just really need to take a look at all the positive benefits, and with business creation comes more job growth, and that's something that we really need here in our town, is better paying jobs. And when more people can start businesses, that's available. I mean, it's not, as a small business owner, I mean, even I am one too, it's difficult when you're always paying for more and more jobs, but more job creation creates more competition for job seekers. And that's one of the things that I really wanted to get across, that there's barriers to being an immigrant business owner. And it's, how do I put this? 50% of the people here that are immigrants do have their documents, and 50% don't. But people need to realize that when they're thinking about their neighbor next door, if they are not documented or not. A lot of people, the majority of immigrants, do come into our country with their visa, and sometimes the really small things that causes someone just to be out of date is they fall in love, they find someone, they get married, they're in the process of having a baby. The judge is not always going to say, oh yes, I'm going to give you 10 more years on your visa. It's really an up in the air thing. And and sometimes you have visas just to come over and study and not open a business. I mean, it's very complicated.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. When I came here to the States, I did not have any inkling to start a business at all. I came here how should I put it?
Did you get tired for working for the man? No.
I never worked for the man, really. Maybe for just a time. I always tried to break the system. It's in a good way.
Yeah.
We have so many loopholes how to break the system, being off grid while being comfortable. I came here was with the intention to marry a girl, and then I started a business with only nothing really. It's I bought a house, bought a computer. At that time, the Obama administration had this $8,000 credit line, where when you buy a house, we'll give you $8,000.
See, tax credits are good.
Yes.
It stirs economic growth for people like us that are trying to,
And then I thought that hey, I went to law school in the Philippines and here too. It's maybe I should start a business. So my first business was in the computer stuff, search engine optimization, online reputation, things that would benefit other businesses visibility online, so I can do analytics. And then after that, it would be more fun if I can really see people in person rather than just seeing them digitally.
And having fun.
Yes.
Having fun.
So that's basically what I do too. I came over here, because of my parents, they moved here. My grandmother was an American, and we got here, but we didn't have any papers. We were waiting for my grandmother to, fix our papers. But then I went to school, but at the time I didn't know English at all. But when I was in Mexico, I was studying agriculture, engineering agriculture. And then from there, turning from engineer to agriculture to the artist, I started going to art school. And from there, I moved to the Art Institute of Houston. I was gonna get married, like, the same situation. I was gonna get married. My girlfriend called off the wedding, got depressed.
Do women just like wreck everything? No, I'm just, that's a joke.
And I have a same story like you did. I was in a church. When I started the clown, I was at the church, and I was at the head of the clowns. And,
You were clowning around in
yeah,
the church.
I took psychology because
I can't help it though. It's like the first time I met a clown was in a London circus, and he took me away from my seat and grabbed me to the center stage. And then he had me blindfold for 15 minutes, and I just hear like crowds roaring, it's like they're laughing, it's like, what's happening? It's like, and then I found out that they had this huge thing.
A club?
The club with powder thing.
Oh,
on it, yes. And like, I didn't even know what he did. It's like I was blindfolded for 15 minutes during the intermission between like circus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that was the first. I'm glad that I'm sitting beside a clown. My goodness.
And that's basically how I started. I was in a church. I was a youth pastor, and I was president of the youth and Sunday school teacher, the graphic designer of the church. And then all of a sudden we have this thing that we created to bring kids to the church. We gather like 500 kids at the end of the month. So we have to have something to bring the kids. So we were making like a circus. But everything it was, we put the religion in there. So I was the clown, so I had to take psychology because, to the kids, you don't talk from over there. You have to go to their own level. You have to bring.
That's intense when you got to take psychology to be clown.
And that's what makes me unique because, every year I try to modify my techniques to be better because there's competition. So you have to be on top of the competition all the time.
When you're a bilingual clown too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we have karaoke in many languages. We have clown in many languages. And now, do you offer do you speak any indigenous languages too?
No, I don't.
No, okay. Just asking.
No, just Spanish.
But yeah,
Mexican
but Spanish. You're able to communicate. I believe there's either 23 or 26 different countries that speak Spanish where it's a primary language. So, America is the melting pot, and that means we have people from 26 different countries that can enjoy a clown that speaks Espanol. Yeah.
That's a plus because I speak both languages. I can, since I grew up in Texas, I can speak the Spanglish, that way you call it, Spanglish. I can, with the Texan people, I can be Spanglish.
I know what did I want to say? Doing businesses and overcoming a lot of hurdles that you both have. What is it like at tax time? Is that like a frazzled kind of?
Do the taxes?
Yeah. Is it?
Well,
do you ever find that you have like so many itemized?
No, I just take all my my receipts and put it in order every time, and then I add them up every time. So my tax guys don't have any problems because he would charge me more because I have so many things.
I just hire a CPA.
You have to hire a CPA.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go with somebody else. I do.
Now, is there any issues like being an immigrant business, or do they make you pay higher taxes? Or?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I haven't faced that kind of a tax discrimination
situation yet. Okay.
Neither.
No, I just do. No, I just ask because I do have clients that are immigrants purchasing houses, and a lot of times they're not eligible for. I work with buyers from all different income ranges. So, they're not able, or their spouses, if their spouses are a U.S. citizen, they're not able to get their earned income tax credits if they file their taxes with the tax identification number. And I just notice like sometimes some businesses, even the LLCs, like the limited liability corporations, are paying higher taxes depending on if you're a U.S. citizen or non-U.S. citizen?
I never came up with that
No?
kind of
Okay.
requisites.
Okay. I
Once-
just want to bring it up as one of
Yes.
the barriers.
Well,
That problem.
the bureaucracy is really the only hindrance here. It's like the time frame when I file for example, the LLC. I have to write a letter to Lansing, and then after 14 days, they'll write back and receives like, hey, receive the certificates. Like, congratulations, you have your business in LLC now. And then to get the TIN number, you can just file it either online or offline. Every minute, there would be new tax identification number for people who would like to start business.
Yeah.
It's almost like a giveaway for the IRS.
Well, and I do want to mention, like, to get an ITIN number, individual tax identification number, for people who don't know, you can actually do that for free. But when you're like referring to people that English is not their first language, you see ads in the paper or like pay $50. Some people are charging up to $150.
Yes, I do believe that.
I mean, I just want people to know, you know, that if it's more difficult for an immigrant that's coming here, I mean, it's so awesome that so many people are able to speak English, but it takes a long time to learn a second language. And then there's reading and writing it too. English is not like the easiest language to learn. We're like a language of all these rules.
Yeah.
No, on top
Memorize
of
all
that,
these
You
rules.
pronounce it one way, you write it the other way.
Yes, there are so many requirements in order to start a business. Not only the business, but also even getting here to the States. So as an immigrant, when I came here, I have to be thorough with my paperwork. Starting from the social security number to everything, the biometrics, records. Yes.
Wow, just amazing. And I bet was your file like this big?
Oh, I have to be organized.
I mean, but it was thick, wasn't it?
Oh, you can have it on iCloud now.
Oh, iCloud. But
That's true.
I've seen some of the files that people, when they're doing their petitions, they're like sandwich style.
No, I just have it. I make sure that I can only write it in one paper.
Oh, wow. But I mean, your whole like immigrant file coming here.
Coming here.
It's
Yes, but they have all those files. I didn't like.
yeah. I'm just trying to help the audience understand that
Yes.
an immigrant file to petition to come here is sandwich size.
I did it all by myself. Anyway.
You're one of a few million, yes. That's because you had a background in law. So
Yeah, that's a plus right there.
I'm like the common everyday person. Even I have a hard time reading and making sense of the USCIS website. For anybody that doesn't know, everything you ever wanted to know that you can't make sense of is on uscis.gov. And if you think that the immigration system is actually much harder to navigate than the IRS tax code system. So
At least the USIS have all the fees written down. For example, if a person would like to file a form, there's already a corresponding fee attached in the right-hand side corner. It's also it's the government made the programming thorough. It's like a walking programming.
yeah.
It's like it's easy to navigate. It's like if you file one thing after another, there would be like a flow chart for that.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you file them in the right order or
right,
a surprise.
and also the right time, and you go to the right place.
Yeah.
We have this like a mantra in the legal field that all you really need to know is the right place to go.
Or have the right connections. No, but
Go to Plan B.
yeah, go to Plan B.
Yeah, we got the right connection right there.
But how much overall do you think that you would say that you spent even just doing the paperwork yourself, which a lot of people aren't able to do? That's a really special skill.
Spend? We spend every time we send the document. So
Yeah.
let's say, for example,
Like how much money total do you think
Total.
you have wrapped up in
without the
immigrate-
legal fees.
No, with the legal fees and immigration costs, like migrating to the United States.
Oh, it takes a lot. Like
Give us
no
a number.
no figure can even like be put. It's almost priceless. It's bringing your own oneself, living another life, and making a new. It's priceless.
Yeah, I mean, how much like
figurative,
does
like-
the legal paperwork cost?
The legal paperwork would it's minimal. Like you can say at least $20,000.
20,000. Okay, so if
I
you're
would buy a house.
okay, yes, that would buy a house here in Grand Rapids. Well,
Well,
maybe
real-
one that needs work, but basically, if you're using an attorney,
Work hard.
and you know these documents are much harder to navigate if your family is not owning a business elsewhere, or it's probably gonna cost about $150,000 by the time you go there, come back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And
so-
then we're talking about somebody that doesn't know like he does. You know, like, for
Yes.
example, if I am the one, I have to pay somebody else to do all that work. So that would be an extra money.
Yeah. Well, I just want to quickly apologize. We didn't get a chance to throw all of our pictures up, but you know, Raymond, would you like to tell us where you're at on Facebook so people can check you out?
My name is Raymond Trujillo.
Uh-huh.
And you can find me as Raymond Trujillo in Facebook. And basically you can see-
what is your clown's name?
my clown's name is Mundine.
Mundine.
Which is that's a diminutive from Mundo, so Raymond, Raimundo, Mundo. So it's Mundine, like Michael, Mikey. So it's like when I was little, my grandpa used to call me Mundine. So the first show that I did, you know, I did it for my sister when I came here to Michigan.
Uh-huh.
And a kid asked me, "And what is your name?" I was frozen. I didn't know what to say. So the first thing I saw the kid, the first thing I remember was my grandpa calling me. So I said,
Uh-huh.
Mundine. They said, well, you're a little kid. So I'm a little kid, so my name is Mundine. So and since then, the rest is history.
Mundine Creations.
Mundine Creations.
And then we have planb.com, planbgr.com. Let me get that right. Go ahead.
Yes, it's planbgrandrapids.com.
planbgrandrapids.com.
Yes, it's-
So I just want to thank my guests for coming. planbgrandrapids.com. And you can also come to my page, Cyndi Hicks, and find my two great friends right here. And I just want to give everybody a high five.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Oh, yay! High five.
High five.
Yes. And we're just, you know, having a blast bringing entertainment to everybody. We're
I like it. I like the vibe.
yes.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, same here. Oh my gosh, like you just took the clown